morning, Colonel Bai.
It's Tuesday, May 5th.
I'm Demi.
And I'm Josh.
And here are your morning announcements.
Summer school registration for OCDSB's summer e-learning courses is available starting today. In-class or face-to-face summer school will not be offered this year. If you are interested in registering for the e-learning courses offered this summer, the form is available on the CB website under School News. Registration closes on June 12th.
Yearbooks are still available, but there are only 20 left, so be sure to email Mr. Virgo to reserve your copy.
Grade 12s, are you pursuing a post-secondary program related to the environment at a Canadian university or college next year? Friends of Mer Bleu is offering a $2,000 scholarship for an eligible student from our school.
Please email Miss Badgery in guidance for an application form. The application is due to Miss Badgery by Monday, May 11th at 3 p.m.
We are excited to announce that the applications for SET Ottawa 2020 executive team are now open. As a SET executive, you will work with a team of motivated individuals to organize the 2020 Students in Engineering and Technology Ottawa Conference.
If you or a friend demonstrate great initiative, a thirst for knowledge about engineering, and want to join a network of exceptional future technological professionals, find the application by visiting the link below.
Don't forget to check your school email, ManageBack, and Google Classroom every day, and ask your teachers questions if you have any.
That's all from us today, CB.
Here's your sports desk.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Tip.
And I'm Jimmy.
And this is your sports desk. Let's
get into
some
activities for this week.
First off, we got the chance to talk to a paramedic and ask some questions.
Let's go see how it went.
Hey Cougars, I'm here with Scott Halliday, a paramedic of the Cornwall SDG Paramedic Services. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi Josh, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. So as a paramedic, have you had to deal with many suspected coronavirus cases?
I work on a first response unit, so I usually get to the call before the ambulance does. So it's my role as a first responder and a paramedic to screen the person that we're going to. So when somebody calls 911, they have all the questions asked to them ahead of time. If they have symptoms of the coronavirus. And then when I arrive, I also ask all the same questions just to make sure that nothing was missed when the dispatcher was taking the call. So almost everybody that we're seeing these days is coming in as a positive. And now positive doesn't mean that you have it. You're just positive for the screening questions. And some of the questions are, have you traveled? Have you been in contact with somebody that has had the virus? Do you have a new cough? So a lot of ailments will have the same symptoms as COVID-19. So yes, we have been in contact with a lot of patients that do have it, or have not have it, but have screened positive for it. Now the only way to really prove that you don't have it is you have to be tested. And I'm also part of the team that's been going into long care nursing homes and residences. And also I've gone to a few private homes where people have called in and the health unit have sent us to do an assessment and to do what they call swabbing, what you've probably seen on TV, where people get tested. And that's the only way to do it. So I have been part of that also.
Very interesting. And what accommodations have you had to make due to the coronavirus pandemic?
Personally, the social distancing and the physical distancing, that's a big one. So not going to see my family. We've had a couple of holidays that have gone through, Easter, Passover, that kind of stuff. So, I haven't been able to go to the family functions like I would have wanted to. Not traveling. I'm staying in my own area. Doing what I have to do like everybody else. the physical distancing is the most difficult, not going to see your friends, your family, not going out to restaurants, that kind of stuff, although they're all closed, but, avoiding large groups. Even at work, when we meet up at work, we're very briefly together, and then we all split up into our vehicles and go our separate ways. So we're trying not to be too close. Even though we are checking ourselves every time we do come to work, it's everybody's role to make ourselves safe.
For sure. And it's very important. And do you have a message for young people on the importance of social distancing?
So, as a lot of people have heard recently in the media, they're starting to relax some of the restrictions. This doesn't mean that this is over yet. We do have new cases coming up every day through the province, so it's not over yet. More vigilance is actually going to be the better thing right now. So I know a lot of people are tempted to get together. It's coming to the end of the school year. Really, we don't know what's happening with all that either. Like, they're still working on all the plans on how school is going to finish. Some of you might be graduating or have prom, and you're not going to end up having a prom. It's to avoid having the large social gatherings. Even though you think you're safe and you feel that you're not sick, you can still be a carrier and give it to people without knowing so. So keep the physical distancing, keep the social distancing up. Everybody's doing a great job. And I think, give it a couple more weeks, another month, and maybe life will not return to normal. There'll be a new normal. But I think we'll start to be able to get back into a little bit of a routine again.
Sure. Thank you for the great message. And thank you for joining us very much. And on behalf of all of Colonel Bai, we would all like to say thank you very much for what you've been doing. It's been great.
Thank you.
Sending it back to the desk.
Thank you, and great advice.
We also got the chance to talk to a Taekwondo professional about how to stay physically active.
Hey Cougars, I'm here with Mitri Hanna, one of the head instructors of Johnson's Taekwondo. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So how can Taekwondo and martial arts help us stay active and healthy in these times?
Well, martial arts, especially Taekwondo and all martial arts, have what they call the Do, which is the way, and it's how our journey in life, our journey through the art, and basically in times like this, we're tested. So our perseverance and our abdominal spirit is tested through these times. A few things you can do to keep you sane and that martial arts can help you through is one, meditation. So when you're meditating, think about your breathing. As you breathe in through your nose, and exhale through your mouth. Do about 2 to 5 minutes a day, and you'll actually see a big difference in how you get calmer, your anxiety goes down. From a physical aspect, if you're not training in martial arts and don't necessarily know any technical, there's a huge aspect of martial art training that includes calisthenic training, such as squats. So from here, calisthenic is basically using your own body weight. Push-ups, a variation of different push-ups that you can do, and of course, a lot of stretching exercises. So one thing I've been doing is a routine of 50 squats, 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and I have a pull-up bar, and I'm aiming for 50 pull-ups. So what I do is I do that in cycles, for instance, and I do 25 times 4. That gives me my 100, and then 2 rounds I'll get my 50, and I normally break that down to 4 or 5 rounds for pull-ups. So that's something you can do, as well as I have a stretching routine with my children that I do every evening before bedtime.
That's awesome. And so anyone looking to try out a class or join Taekwondo while we're at home, is there any way for us to find this?
Absolutely. Every Thursday from 6:30 to 8 on our Facebook page, we have a live class, and we teach to anybody who joins and wants to follow. It's a little bit difficult to correct beginners or any technical aspects. However, you have access to sending comments or questions or emailing us for follow-up, which we'll be more than happy to do. And in the first half an hour of the class consists a pretty big warm-up with dynamic stretching and a few basic punches and kicks that any beginner can follow, and it would be a great way to start. There's no charge, and it's open to anybody who'd like to follow live every Thursday from 6:30 to 8.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. It's been great. Sending it back to the desk.
Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.
Finally, we have a little tribute piece for all of our frontline workers.
All around the world, we felt the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. In a time of darkness, despair, and tragedy, those who fought for us are the nurses, doctors, and essential service workers on the front line. With the world at an all-time low, those on the front lines fought back. Though we seem to be all in a dark, dark place, we can start to see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you to all those keeping us safe.
Remember, CB, send in your trick shot submissions to sportsdesk2020@gmail.com for a chance to be featured on Sports Desk and win some CB merch.
Well, that's it from us today.
This is your Sports Desk, signing off.
My name's Ian Mendes from TSN 1200 here in Ottawa, and you're watching Sports Desk on Cougar Vision.